Hello, I am Teadlikmina.ee. I am a leader, I am a mentor, coach, a therapist, many things. Welcome to my podcast, where I'm talking to many very interesting people from different sectors, and we are talking about people. How people think, why they act the way they do, how to manage them, how to support them, and help them to be better. So today, I am going to talk to Jure Biechonski. Welcome back. I'm glad you joined us again. So this is the second episode with Jure. In the first episode, we talked about the person's past, about the basic emotions, about the spectrum of personalities and how to cope with in the society. So this time, we follow up with the present and the future. So what are the main topics that impact our present and our future? What is midlife crisis? It's a good thing, it's a bad thing. How to find your mission in life. We will talk about our parents. We will actually start our discussion with how to divorce your parents and the impact that they have on you and your relationship. We will be talking a little bit more widely about the relationships. Also, Jure will be giving advice. He will be elaborating the following three main advices. One is, are you independent enough to be dependent? So this is very much relationship advice. Another relationship advice is, love is not enough. So what do you need to do to be happy in your relationship? And the third one, which more goes into the mission in life and reason for living, is that we actually have permission not to know. If you're curious, then keep on listening. We will open all this topic up.
Stage 2, we're moving to the present.
Mm-hmm.
I call it divorcing our parents.
Really? Divorcing our parents?
Yeah. Mother, father, I'm not your child anymore, and you're not my parents anymore. Now we are equal friends.
Okay.
We talk as equal and equal because up till now, I was too afraid to upset you.
Okay.
Because I had to be polite, and I learned how to respect my parents and my elders.
Mm-hmm.
So just imagine for a moment that I'm your father. Let's talk about father. By the way, I want to say something about the word father. Psychology is so busy with talking about relationship between mother and child. And mother and child constantly. Where is father? What role your father played in your life? Apart from being a sperm donor. He was too busy. He was working. And he was what's called the absent father.
Mm-hmm.
Emotionally and sometimes even physically absent father. But let's be fair. Sometimes the mother did not allow the father to be a father because I gave birth to this child and I know better how to do it. So let's play a game, an imaginary game. Let's stop talking about it constantly in one therapy session after the other for the next 20 years of therapy. And after 20 years of therapy, I do understand that I have a problem. My problem has a name. I paid a lot of money. And now I'm happy because I've got a label. Waste of time. Let's stop talking about it. Let's do it. I'm your father. I'm 70 years old. My child, you know, I'm not going to live forever. One day I'm going to die. I don't want to pass to the other side without knowing even once, hearing once, that somebody loves me and they're proud of me. My parents never looked into my eyes and told me, I love you and I'm proud of you. Your mother never told me, I love you and I'm proud of you. And my children never told me that. I want to know. Now listen, dear child. I know I've not been a perfect father. I know it. But please, please, tell me one thing that you feel proud of me. Because I want to hear it once. Thank you. And tell me one thing that you love about me. Not that you love me, that you love about me. And now let's change roles. You are my father. Father, just once I want you to look into my eyes after what I told you and tell me what you feel proud that you love me and you're proud of me. I'm not asking for it. I'm demanding it because it's my basic human right. I'm demanding to hear you love me and you're proud of me. Now, let's be realistic for a moment, okay? Life is not a fairy tale. Let's imagine when you're demanding it from your parents, you're not going to get what you want. When I'm expressing my needs, I have to remember expressing my needs not to change the other person. I'm expressing my needs to change myself, to change something within me. I expressed it. This already makes a difference, regardless and unconditionally of the other person's response. And this is what is important. Once I have established that with both of my parents, once I established that with myself, I can take it to my relationship. I can take it to my own children, because we need to remember we need the same. And it's all about communication. It's all about looking deep inside myself and asking, what do I really need?
Can I just ask, in Estonia, right? We don't talk much. You say communication. What if I talk, the other part is just quiet?
Culture became a defense mechanism.
Okay.
Deep inside, we are all the same. Okay? Once again, I don't care how the other person reacts. I don't condition my well-being, my reaction, my life choices, but the reaction of the other person. It's about being authentic, being true to myself.
Yes.
Who am I? What do I feel and what do I need? And to be able to express it, not only to express it, to demand it as a human right. We forgot it. We forgot our humanity. All we do is labeling, diagnosing, and labeling and diagnosing again. Do we make things better? No. We make things worse. Let's take it back to our relationship. Let's take it back to our children, because this is where actually we are stopping some transgenerational trauma that goes from one generation to the other. Okay.
That's an interesting part actually now, how the traumas go from generation to generation and how to stop it. Maybe you can elaborate on that.
Okay. I choose to believe that all behavior is learned so it can be unlearned. Okay. We copy a behavior. Okay? We're talking about epigenetics and not genetics. We are not the victims of our genetic code. We are writers of the code.
Okay.
It's our responsibility. Genetics is a very poor excuse. It became another excuse. Simple question for all of us. Do we really want to live as our parents lived?
That's a very good question.
Do we really want to have a kind of relationships that our parents had between them? And what do we really want? What do we really need? How do we want it to happen? So we need to clear the past, but to have an awareness where it's coming from, and not as an automatic pilot to repeat it over and over and over again.
Do we also copy, let's say there are many people who don't know their real parents, but they are being raised by another mother, another father. Do we also copy from them?
Okay. There is a big scientific debate, okay, about twins that were separated at birth. So one set of twins were displaying the same behavior. They're raised by different parents. The other set of twins were displaying completely opposite behavior. In a way, we don't have a scientific answer. We don't have answers to anything. Okay. So all we can do is to assume that behavior is learned, so can be unlearned. But we need to look really deep to see how we actually were affected by it and where it's coming from. So what have we done so far? We talk about our past, childhood. We talk our present, relationship with parents, personal relationships. Personal relationship, this is another very interesting subject. Who I'm getting into a relationship with, who I'm falling in love with. Okay. So a man goes to his guru and says, Guru, can you show me God? Guru said, yes, of course I can show you God. But first tell me, who are you that want to see God? The man said, I'm an engineer. I did not ask about your profession. Who are you? I've got a father of 2 children. I did not ask about your family situation. Who are you? I like to play golf and tennis. I did not ask you about your hobbies. And the Guru kept asking and asking. And finally the Guru said, only the day that you will know who is the I that wants to see God, only that day you will see God. Who is the I that enters a relationship? We enter a relationship waiting for somebody to save us, to help us out of our miseries, to fulfill a need inside us and fill an empty space. We're just losing our personality, our identity, our authenticity for the sake of a relationship. We're selling our soul for love from somebody else. So, who am I? What are my needs? I think maybe some of us, we marry too early. We bring children to the world too early. We choose profession and occupation and career too early without even knowing who I am and what I want.
But can I also ask that a lot of people say when we are searching for a partner that a woman is searching for lookalike for their father, a man is searching for somebody who is just like the mother. What do you think about that?
Okay, let me extend it. A person, look for somebody like their father or mother, or they look for somebody that's opposite of their mother and father.
Okay.
And if it's the same and the opposite, still the father and the mother are in control of our choices. But there are good news. It's never too late to have a happy childhood. We can start now.
It's never too late to have a happy childhood. We can start now.
Yeah. It's never too late to have a happy childhood. We can start now. And when we can start now, that means, what am I doing here? Why do I get out of bed in the morning? What is my occupation? Why do I do it? Just to bring money home and to pay the bills? This is the essence of my life? Yeah, but most people live like that. Yes, most people live like that. Let's open our eyes and look around. And look how the world around looks like. We are a scientific world. We invented amazing machines that can look inside our human body. But we don't live a longer and healthier life. We don't live a happier life. More and more people go on antidepressants. Mental hospitals are full. And the most disturbing, education has failed. We send children to school to learn everything that is useless, but we don't learn how to maintain a relationship, how to express needs, how to express feelings, how to be.
So you feel that there should be a special subject just on that, on how to manage yourself as a person?
We're training monkeys to pass exams. Okay? We are actually abandoning human interaction. It's not about special subject. No, let's not put it in special subject. Let's put it in all subjects. Okay? For instance, okay, so in certain places that is starting, let's stop this frontal education. Let's allow children to communicate with each other. Can I talk? I'm asking permission to talk. And I'm allowed only to talk to the teacher. If I'm talking to my friend, I'll be punished. We don't learn how to communicate. Let's go into little groups and talk about something. Explore something. Let's go into a group and each group receive a task to do something. I want to believe that we are all were put in this world for a reason, for a purpose. What is the purpose of our life? Why we are here? For what reason?
So middle-age crisis, right, is another good one, I think, where people start thinking in the morning when they get out of bed, why am I getting out of the bed? What is the purpose of my life? How do you see that?
Middle-age crisis is the best thing that can ever happen to anybody. I recommend everybody to start having a middle-age crisis, no matter how old they are.
Why?
It's a wake-up call.
Good. Okay.
Am I doing the right thing? Am I happy about what I'm doing? Is this what I'm supposed to do? You see, we've got all those labels, okay, that immediately have a negative implication. Middle-age crisis. What's wrong with it? Crisis is good. Crisis means change. Crisis means awakening. We need to have a crisis from time to time.
So how do I know what is my purpose of life? How do I help myself to understand this?
A difficult question. But I'll try. What do you give to your children apart from a sandwich and a roof over their head? What are the values you give them? What kind of human beings you're raising? How do you raise them as free human beings? Or maybe you're trying to tell them what's good for them. How do I find our mission? Looking back, where I'm coming from, do I want to live like my parents? Do I want to become like them? Do I want to do something different? Do I want to be better? Do I want to become a better version of myself? What am I doing for humanity? What am I doing? What kind of world I want to leave behind me for the future generation? This is the main question. I'll repeat it again. What kind of world I want to leave behind me for the future generation?
So basically what you're saying is a mission is something that it's your own decision, actually. Yeah?
Yeah.
It's not something that epiphany coming from God, right? It's your own personal decision of what you want to be.
God is inside us. All the answers are inside us. All the messages are inside us. We forgot to listen ourselves. We forgot who we are. We're listening to external voices. Okay? We go to therapy. My therapist told me, my guru told me, my psychiatrist told me, my tarot cards reader told me, and we start to lose ourselves totally. I just wonder, do you have enough courage to look in somebody's eyes and say, I don't know?
Mm-hmm.
Now, talking about myself. Person comes for help. Okay. They pay me money. They ask me a question. And to be honest, I gave so many bullshit answers during the years. But today, I feel much better saying, I don't know. Mm-hmm. Because when I say I don't know, I am empowering the other person to find their own answers. Mm-hmm. What does it mean in your dictionary? What mission and passion means in your dictionary? Mm-hmm. What does it mean for you? Mm-hmm. But I can share what is the best advice I can give to some people. Mm-hmm. Okay? Okay. So I've got some young people, okay, after the age of 20. I don't know what to do with my life. Mm-hmm. I need to make a decision. Mm-hmm. The best advice I can give them, I give you permission not to make a decision. I give you permission not to know. You're not supposed to know. Experience life, don't know. We're looking for answers. We're looking for answers without even knowing what is the real question. To give permission not to know, then to give permission to change your mind. Mm-hmm. We have an emotional age apart from our biological age. Mm-hmm. In our emotional age, we are a lost child. Mm-hmm. When a person goes to therapy, mm-hmm. in my opinion, and I might be wrong, they go there as a child to a parent. I have a problem. I sat at home. I try to solve it out logically. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But because my problem is illogical, I just confuse myself. Mm-hmm. Should I go to somebody in authority to give me an answer? Should I go as a child to a parent? Mm-hmm. And then a good therapist said, you should be responsible for yourself. I don't know how, because all my life, everybody was responsible for me.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So if a person comes to therapy as a child to a parent, maybe we therapists, we need to find a way to become a parent to the person, okay. A kind of parent that this person always want to have but never had. Mm. To be encouraging, to giving permission to know and not to know, to explore.
Is there any other quick tips you can give to the most common problems that people have? Let's say somebody that can feel that, I'm starting to get an anxiety attack. What should the person do?
Okay, first thing, what the person should not do. They should not go and to therapy and be given techniques. They're going to reduce their anxiety. And then we're going to send back to the person, to the place that caused the anxiety, to the anxious life, to the anxious relationship, and to the anxious job. Mm-hmm. Because we help the person to go back to reality and to function. Mm-hmm. No, so this is not enough. It's about changes. Mm-hmm. Something needs to change. Mm-hmm. It's not about fixing a problem. The problem, anxiety or something, is just a little symptom of something much bigger. Do I really do in life what I want to do, what I'm supposed to do? Mm-hmm. Is this my mission? Mm-hmm. Am I in the relationship that I really want to be? Yeah. Am I happy in it?
Yeah. So basically not to be okay with whatever the label it is, anxiety, depression, etc.,
Yeah.
but start working on what is causing it.
Yeah.
Any other quick tips on something?
Are we independent enough to allow ourselves to be dependent?
Oh, are we independent enough to allow ourselves
To be dependent, which means I'm a hero, I'm a strong, I'm a man, okay? I'm going to solve everything with myself on my own. Because it is too humiliating to go and show somebody else my vulnerable side. It's about vulnerability.
Okay.
Find another person that you can share your vulnerability with, your inner feelings with. Find another person you can share life with.
Like there are couples that lose their passion. And then they come and ask, so why is it nothing bad happened, but it's lost, and how to get it back?
I don't remember where I read it from. I came across a sentence, love is not enough. So in the beginning, there are fireworks, there is Kama Sutra and all these things, bravo. And then you start to be repetitive. What are we doing together? What we creating together? We wake up in the morning, we go to our different place of work, we come back together. What holds us together? What do we have in common? What kind of interest, conversation we have in common? And one of the sad things that I see, I don't know if it's sad or if it's beneficial, I see people coming to improve the relationship, and the process of therapy put them apart even more.
Why is that?
Because one person goes on the journey and the other person stays behind.
Okay.
So then I'm asking myself, what am I doing here? But on the other hand, am I ready to spend the rest of my life in a compromise?
But another one, which is also pretty typical, I find, is that young couples, when they have children, when the children are still small, then they break up. Before they were maybe together 7 years or something.
Yeah.
Now small children, and then they cannot survive this time. Why is that? And how to overcome it?
Because suddenly you're not a couple anymore, you're a parent. Okay. Everything evolves around children. When was the last time you went on holiday on your own without the children?
Okay.
How often you go out to theater, for instance, just the two of you? Okay. Doing everything as a family. All the time as a family. There is one more thing. Gender roles. What is the role of the father? What is the role of the mother?
Okay.
How do they share the responsibility between them?
Okay.
Okay? I go to work to bring money. You look after the kids. This is where the problem starts.
Okay.
Because I'm a man, I came back home and she said to me, I'm so tired. The children drove me crazy. You tired? You've been doing nothing. You've been at home. I've been working. I had a tea break. I had a lunch break. As a mother, do you have tea break and lunch break? You cannot. Sometimes you even eating standing up just in case a child wants to something, and you don't have a time properly to sit on the toilet. And I want you to imagine that from time to time on the weekend, okay, each parent takes time off.
Okay, so they don't lose themselves. They also have the right to be themselves. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, gay couples when they have children, I wonder how that impacts all these relationships, like the roles and stuff. Have you thought about it?
Yes, I think that at that moment it is easier because they don't stuck in gender stereotypes.
Yeah, stereotypes.
Yeah. From what I know, coupled with that, I think it's easier.
Mm-hmm. Because then they actually communicate and agree what the rules are, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're asking me all those questions, and I realize that I still don't have all the answers. The old subject is still so primitive. We are still walking in the dark, trying to find a way to do something for the suppressed, sad, depressed humanity.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have all the answers, but we have to try somewhere. We'll have to start somewhere.
Mm-hmm.